didn't know that was a thing. So yeah, as you could tell from one of my last vlogs, I shaved and my head and my beard. It just because it was getting too hot. I usually don't shave it during the winter. No, I shaved it before the winter and then it started growing. And I'm like, I'm gonna outgrow it. And then summertime came and that was a mistake. Overheated really quickly. But as you see from the title, yes, it's another vlog. Some important things. I wanted to actually do this last night. I thought about it right before I was going to bed. But yeah, no, I figured it's also a reason I haven't been streaming as much as I was. As you know, I'd be pumping streams left and right, like every day, twice a day. But lately, I've been super down, like just depressed. Um, as you guys know, I'm Canadian, and a lot of you actually know I am. It's just, you also know that I was a furry. And originally I joined that community because when I was young and I joined it, it was just kind of like a thing. You met friends, stuff like that, and you just got along. It's nothing like what it was now. It's what it is now is not what I signed up for. So I'm planning, I'm really homesick. I haven't been back home, back east in 9 years now. Pretty much by the time I leave, it'll be about 9 years. And I miss the farm. I miss the life of the country. This is my first time living in the city, and every time I've been in the city, it's been hell. So I wanted to go home, and I broke down the other day crying on the phone with my aunt because I never usually cry, but I just nothing good has happened here in this province. I have all my trauma and everything in this province. And the reason I put the title of this, or like the thing, it's not meant for younger viewers, is because I don't. Originally, the furry fandom, I was supposed to be able to talk about anything, but now everyone's like, "Oh, you can't trauma dump." And I'm like, "Well, I'm sorry to tell you, my entire life is trauma. That's what built me who I am, and there's no fixing it. There's no erasing it. There's nothing. So if people can't get around it and understand it, be open to the possibility of just listening, then there's no point in even talking to me at this point. But a bit about what happened in my life, because it's been driving me through the wall lately. Um, my mom's out of my life now. She's not dead. She's just different province. She's ruined my entire life. My entire life, I've been beaten by her for no reason, kicked outside when it's been, minus 40, plus 40, everything. And I've gotten frostbite multiple times. At the end of my ears, I got frostbite. I've gotten heat stroke multiple times because of being kicked out. You know, how hard it's been. Uh, for for those who followed, I made a post on media before of when I got my concussion. How long ago? This was when I was in grade 11, I believe, is when I got high school. And I just got so fed up with the constant fights every single day. Like she would come home and pick a fight with me or my stepdad, and it's just you didn't want to be at home. And I was still in high school. I was starting to go down my whole depression phase, and I had no one to help support me through it. So I went through pretty much blind in the dark, just terrified and not sure where the road was going to go. And like I said, I've been hit by her so many times and beaten to the point where I don't feel much pain anymore. And it's not even a joke. I think it's why I stopped to be a mechanic because I just don't feel much when it comes to that anymore. And my concussion happened because I decided I just didn't. One day at school, I was talking with a friend, and I told him I don't like being home anymore. And it just came to a point where he said, "Just stay with me." And I said, "All right." So I stayed with him for 3 days. I didn't come for home for 3 days, and I told my mom I'm not coming home until I can go back home because I'm sick and tired of the fights and stuff like it should be a normal family. We shouldn't have to argue every day. Shouldn't have to have a fist fight every day. I want to have a normal family where I can be happy and not feel like I want to scream. So 3 days go by, and she's like, all right, we'll talk about it. So she picks me up at my stepdad's truck, and we drive home. I know some of my viewers are American, so you're gonna have to do the conversion kit or the conversion on Google because I don't know what it is in miles per hour. But we were going over 110 kilometers an hour, which 110 is usually the highway speed limit. And we were probably, I say, 15 minutes away from my house when she did this. She started yelling at me, and then she stopped, and then she picked up her phone while we were driving, pretended like she started crying fakely, and then called the psychiatric ward on me. She wanted to ruin my life because she's even admitted this, she wanted me locked up rather than let me be happy and go home where people will not hurt me. She'd rather hurt me than let me be happy. So it's an automatic truck. I tried putting in a park. I broke the shifter cable, which later on I finally told my stepdad and his jaw dropped. But I opened the door of the truck. I stared at the speedometer and realized we were going over 110 kilometers an hour. I looked at the ground. My hand gripped tight on that door handle. I blacked out. I fell out of a truck at 110 kilometers an hour head first, and I lived. That's not a bragging right. I don't know. Something wants to keep me on this planet, clearly. I didn't think I was going to survive that. Once I blacked out, I thought that was it. My life's over. I came to getting up off the road, and the truck's parked in front of me, so she clearly backed up, and everything. The marks have healed since then. I was wearing this hat. I was wearing 2 layers of sweaters because I had a long sleeve shirt and what was the sweater I was wearing? I was wearing a bike sweater, and then I had double jeans. So I didn't get much marks. I still have damage on the back of my head. It's healed quite well, but every time like I shaved my head, I hit it. But it's like, yeah, it's just, you know. And a lot of people, decided to, they decided to like not believe me. It's like they didn't have to. I had the hospital reports. When I was on Twitter a long time ago, I was sending pictures of me in the hospital. I had the marks then. Pretty much every scar I've had, even the ones from when I was down my depressing and suicidal days, they've all healed now. I'm a fast healer, and that's good, I guess, but I can't feel much in my left arm, which I guess is a good thing. At the same time, it's also a bad thing. But, and honestly, I don't care if people believe it or not. Everyone who knows me knows it happened because I was rushed to the hospital. Not right away, of course. My mom decided, oh, I'm fine. So I went to school the next day because who would have thought I had a concussion? No one, clearly. I didn't know what a concussion was at the time. I heard everyone think, oh, I got a concussion. I didn't know what that was. I never once Googled it all up to grade 11. Never once Googled what a concussion was. But I ate, I had a shower. A lot of blood came back in my head. I had my sweater and my shirt underneath. They provide a good amount of cushion. I was wearing PJs and jeans. Still got those jeans too. So they took most of the damage. My knees were bruised. My arms were bruised, which obviously those heal. Bruises heal. And what saved me, and I've asked a lot of people who's even ridden bikes, like motorbikes, because you get hit off a bike, you can survive no problem if you have the gear. I said, how did you guys not get any marks? And I'm like, well, when you pass out and become ragdoll, your body doesn't, if you tense up and you fall, you'll shatter your body. But if you decide, if you go do a ragdoll, your body will survive most of the time. And like I said, my head was damaged. I have a severe concussion. It's affected some of my vision. It's affected some of my memory, unfortunately. And yeah, she tried telling people, oh, we're going 20-30, but then when you brought up the fact, or you bring it up to her and you're like, he says you're going this fast, were you? She just stops talking and just silent. I had to tell my stepdad what happened with the truck because we had to fix the shifter knob. We had to go to pick and pull and get a shifter knob because it was broken. I tore the cords by putting it in park at 110 kilometers an hour. It didn't slow down, unfortunately. Too bad it wasn't a standard. It might have worked. No, that probably would have wrecked it too. So that was that, and we ended up going. She had an issue with my stepdad the one morning, so me and her got kicked out. My stepdad didn't want to kick me out, but I stayed with my mom to help my mom, and that's what he told me later on. He was like, I wanted you to help your mom. I'm like, I understand. We ended up staying with a friend in her camper. It was all right, and then we ended up moving to an acreage. Now, if you know my lawnmower videos, that was on the acreage, and that lawnmower was the only thing that got me through that acreage. Because every time I had to live stream there, I'd only did it for an hour or two, because we had to run off a generator. And to this day, I still hear that thing running in my head. I got to save her because we had a minus 42 degrees Celsius cold snap the one year. And everything froze. You couldn't even go out and get propane because all the lines were frozen at the place that you get propane from. So, and we went to 3 different places to see if any of their lines were unfrozen. It was not. So I decided to, we had a little bit of propane left in the bottle, but had about half, but we wanted to top it up because we knew that the cold snap was coming. And at this time, it was minus 34. It was cold as hell. I had my winter coveralls during storage, but I had winter coveralls, I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, and then a t-shirt under it. That's how cold it was. People say Canada's cold. Yeah, it can get cold. At least where I am currently am. And I had, like, obviously the coveralls there. I had PJs underneath, and I had thermal socks, everything. I even had bags wrapped around my feet in my shoes to make sure they didn't get wet. And I even had a jacket over my coveralls. That's how cold it was. I made sure I was sealed. I had a toque on, right? So what's really cool is I had that balaclava thing that goes over your face. Speakers, so I could listen to music, but then my face was covered. So I was trying to stay warm as I can. It sucked. That night it became minus 42, and the whole rest of the day it was going to be minus 40. So I knew it was going to be cold. So I had to bring the generator inside the house, because normally in the house there's a mudroom on the outside of my room, which is, you go and you take your shoes off, your boots and all that, and your jacket. It's called a mudroom. It's outside of my room. And I had to run it in there, which when I was trying to have it half inside, half outside, it was so cold the generator kept killing itself. And when I put it in the room to keep warm, it suffocated from its own smoke because it produced so much from how cold it was that it wasn't going out of the window. So I had to keep taking apart, cleaning in the field. So I got carbon monoxide poisoning, carbon dioxide poisoning. I got poison from the fumes of the gasoline, which I did have to go to the hospital after that too. They said I was going to be fine. I wasn't going to die or anything from it, but it definitely made me really sick. And I had to run the propane heater as well. So we racked the entire area where the living room is, because my mom had her bedroom on the very end, and then I had my bedroom on the opposite end. And I'm used to the cold. Like, every morning when it got cold, I had my alarm on my phone set to 1 hour every time, right? I had all my stuffed animals and pillows kind of put against the wall, and in a way where it sealed the blanket, so then all I have to do is grab my blanket and tuck it over, and it was like a sleeping bag. I should have just got a sleeping bag at that point. So I was warm until I had to get up every hour, put wood in the fire because it was a wood stove, and keep it warm. Because the house doesn't have electricity. It was run off by a generator, and it was miserable. Because we were not prepared for that to ever happen. And it got pretty bad. I had to run that propane heater, the wood stove. I didn't sleep at all that day. I kept my mom warm, and she kept playing Oh We Almost Died. I was the one who had to go outside and get the wood when we ran out of wood, because we only could carry so much wood inside, like on the wall, and then we have a wood pile outside. And I had to go outside when it was cold, top up the wood every time. I had to run the generator, which means I had to go outside, inside, outside, inside, run the propane heater, which I got sick from, because I had the one to shut it off, and I kept that place warm. I got sick for 2 days, and then I decided to go with one of my friends, because can you pick me up? Can I stay with you? Once it came warm, it went back to like minus 20. That day, I also cut a crap ton of wood, like extra, and I told my mom, like, this should last you an entire week. She burnt it within 4 days, but we still had extra wood. But I got so severely sick. And then she's like, oh, I didn't do anything. That acreage was a nightmare. It was a curse. I almost got killed by two trees because I cut them. I cut them and angled like I almost said. They were falling the way they were supposed to, and then they twisted and came back. So I've almost got killed by two trees on that one. We cleaned up a lot of scrap on it. That lawnmower, like I said, was the only thing I liked. That's why I did so many videos of it, because it's fun. It's still sitting there. I'm never going to be able to take it home because I'm flying home in July. So I'm selling a lot of my stuff. And then she kicked me out the one day when it was cold, and I ended up having to go through 6 different homeless shelters in Edmonton, if you know. It's a big city in Canada. And I've never taken a bus before. So I went through this bus I've never taken all around the city to these different homeless shelters, which, by the way, were all full because my mom kicked me out. And instead, the person I talked to, because I went to the police station, instead of driving me to one, they made me take a bus. I was already afraid, and now I'm more afraid. Never been in the city. I mean, I've been there, but never on my own. And it came to a point where I contemplated just giving up and freezing to death outside. It wasn't too cold, but I didn't have the gear. I had just jeans and sweater, so it was cold. And I don't know, I kept going, and I don't know, because I had no money, so I couldn't do anything. I think I had money, but I didn't have my card. And my phone was pretty much about to die. I had no charger. I had headphones in, and there's certain songs I can't listen to anymore because I had only those certain songs playing over and over again. And every time I listen to one, I'm never going to be able to listen to those songs, until I'm out of this province. That's how bad it got. And I met someone. They were super nice. They let me stay in their tent. I was super scared and it was super cold. They let me charge my phone a bit up. I was able to go back home. And then it just kept being fights to the point where I had enough of my mom threatening me. I almost killed her. She kept threatening me and smashing a bat against the ground. And I got so sick of it. I'm like, she's always threatened me for nothing. I tore my stomach trying to pull these trees because she said I could use your truck to pull these trees. My lawnmower broke. I lost my fuel line, and my battery decided to blow up because it's a 12-year-old battery. Somehow it lasted 12 years, that battery. But eventually it cracked and was leaking acid everywhere, and it was no longer working. So I said, okay, can I use your truck? Because I cut these trees down with an axe because my chainsaw broke, and they were like 600-pound trees and slight grass hill, so I can pull it, but it hurts the stomach. And she says no. So I pull these trees up. I pulled I think 2 of them all the way around, which is about a kilometer. And I tore my stomach really bad, and I was in so much pain. And she didn't care. So I just got so fed up. And then I'm like, okay, I cut some trees down and everything by hand, which took me a good few hours and all that, because I had to use an axe and a hatchet and all that. And then pull it over a fence, which I broke the fence to get the tree over. And I'm like, okay, can I go play my game now? It's getting nighttime. I won't be able to see anything because we got no lights. It's a kilometer away. There's no electricity, so there's no lights anywhere close to that zone, only where the house is. And she's like, nope. So she was running the generator with the fuel that I paid for because we were getting that carbon tax, so I was getting this money every few months or whatever. And every time I get that, I pay for money for the generator and help us get food and stuff like that because we were getting donation stuff from the food drive. And it was tough. And yeah, she said no, but she would run it for her stuff, and she was just on the phone on media and all that stuff. And it's like, I'm paying for the fuel, and I can't even sit there. You've been running it the whole time while I've been, like, you only let me run it for an hour or 2 when I want to do my stuff. But for you, when she wants to use it, she'll run it 4 or 5 hours. It's like, you can charge her stuff within an hour or 2. My excuse when I run the generator, I was charging all my battery packs and my phone and everything, so that way when the generator's off, the Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi router we had a battery in it, so it could hold a charge for a couple hours. You could still use the Wi-Fi without power because we had signal. We paid for the Wi-Fi, and it had a battery pack. And she's like, nope. So I got fed up and I shut the generator off. I'm like, okay, well, if I can't use the generator that I paid to maintenance, because I paid for the parts, the spare, like the spark plugs, the fuel, and I've had to clean the carburetor multiple times. Like, if I can't use this generator, and you've been running it for 4 or 5 hours, and you can let it cool down, and we can run it later. Because she has got her truck, we got all the adapters, she can charge all her stuff in the truck. And I've done that. She just didn't want to, so she kept getting mad at me. I took the fuel can, almost lit her truck on fire, because that's the only thing she seemed to care about, but she rapes that truck. Like, that truck has more maintenance issues than anything. And that's why I kind of stayed away from Dodges, because she just, everything she does with that truck, is something goes wrong. Like, she rapes it completely. Now I have a Dodge. My family gave me an old square body, so when I go home, you guys will get to see my square body. And you guys will get to see my muscle car, because everyone's like, oh, you're lying about your muscle car. I am not. I just didn't have a phone back then. But when I go home, you guys will get to see it. If I have the key for the garage. I'm sure one of my members of the key still. But yeah, you get to see my truck. It's not in the prettiest of shape. It's been sitting for a bit. Definitely needs some maintenance, but she's going to be the farm truck. And then when I get my driver's license officially, I'm going to sit down and restore her. Because I'm a Chevy guy, and I'll probably be driving like a Chevy or a Honda because of fuel efficiency, just to get back and forth to work. But no, I ended up going to a place. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a recovery place, and most of the people there are like drug addicts. And I don't drink, I don't do any type of drugs, so it felt really weird. I am first aid certified, so I do know how to help people. But it just came to a point where I stayed there for 6 months. It was torture, because every morning you have this staff, right? They'll knock on your door in the morning to do a room check. Most of the time, they don't do it. Like, the people who got to know me after a few months, they didn't go through all my stuff. They just ask how I was doing and ask if I had anything. I'm like, no. Like, sometimes I offer them if they want to drink, because I started buying my own groceries, because they give you like this little box meal once a day, and it wasn't enough. And I'm skinny, but it wasn't enough for me, and half the meals I just didn't like. So actually, a couple of people got the ones that they're like an ice, because that's how frozen they were. But no, I was there for 6 months. Once I got to 3 months, because I was able to be there for 3 months without having to work or do anything, because I had a doctor's note. Because it was overwhelming. I tried getting on medicine, like taking medication. That's the word, medication. Found out after some surgeries and stuff, medication doesn't seem to work. Actually, it made everything worse. It wanted to make me want to end my life way quicker than I was supposed to. I couldn't look at any lights. It was always blurry. Like, the side effects were really high. It took 3 months took those 3 first months to get on that medicine. And then sadly my doctor messed up, didn't keep the prescription going, and the pharmacy wouldn't let me just show them and get it. So I had to cold turkey it and get off it. People were like, you should go back. And I'm like, no, that stuff almost killed me. And once I got off it, because I had a headache every day. I got off it. I haven't had a headache in a while. Maybe once in a blue moon because of the concussion. If my headache doesn't go away in 30 minutes on its own, I have to take Advil because it will not go away. Because that means I've overstressed my brain and it just keeps going. It's really terrible. That was an 8-hour hospital trip, by the way. I went in. It was like, I think 2 of those hours, 2 or 3 of those hours were like just waiting to, because Canada, it's public healthcare, so you have a lot of people there. I went through x-rays, CT scans, everything. I went through everything. I don't know all the proper names because I didn't study that field. I'm a mechanic, not a doctor. Probably make more money and be more sane, but it just came to a point. And then I had to come to the city because the CT scan we don't have in the country hospital. So I had to go to the city and come back, and it was great. But no, eventually I went to that place in the city. So I've been in the city for, when it's July again, it will officially be a year. And then I want to leave and go home because I'm sick of the landlord we have right now. I don't try to be racist, but he wants to go back to India and everything like that. And this place needs maintenance. It does. Like, for the longest, for a few months when my neighbors like above me first moved in, the hot water tank was just dripping water on electrical wires. And he didn't care. He wouldn't even answer any of our messages when we have any complaints. So he's selling the place to a new owner, and we'll see who buys it. And then I want to see if I can get my damage deposit back and then go home. Live my life home. Because, like I said, the other day I broke down crying to my own aunt. There's nothing good here. Any memory that I had that was good with my mom, it's gone. I only have bad memories of her. My own stepdad, he is from here. He lives at his grandparents' cabin. He doesn't even want to live here. He wants to. He wants to leave. Hi, sorry, I see your comment there. And he wants to leave too. So I'm gonna see if he wants to come home with me to visit and all that. Cause he's got a few vehicles, so I know he doesn't want to get rid of them, but it's 4,200 kilometers from here to home. That's gonna be a lot of trips. Like with your own vehicle and all that, you're still gonna be paying $1,000 for the trip. So he's gonna spend like almost 4 or 5 grand bringing stuff back and forth with his truck and trailer. And I don't want him to sell his, because he's got a second truck and he's got a Jeep, and I don't want him to sell any of that. And he's got a quad and a camper and a bunch of other stuff, but I don't want him to sell that. And I just want him to come visit my grandparent, because in December my grandfather will turn 100 years old. He's gonna outlive me, I swear. I don't think I'm ever gonna hit 100. I'm not smart enough to hit 100. I'll try, but I'll be lucky if I get to 70. Hey, if I hit 70, good enough for me. I'm going home in July. I tried, for the last attempt in my life, I tried joining a furry server again for home. I got banned out of it because I was getting bullied and everything like that. Whatever, I guess it's not meant to be. So I'm thinking about leaving the whole furry fandom and just giving that part up. Doesn't really matter to me anymore. I'm trying to find reasons in my life to stay happy, because in case you didn't know, I rent the basement apartment of where I live, and being in a basement with my own thoughts while I'm depressed is not going well anymore. I just want to escape. So I'm so adamant about going home. It's not even a joke. Like if I had the money right now, I'd leave and go. I just can't do it. And the reason, like I said, I'm doing this live in the first place is because, one, I didn't know I could do a live on my phone, so this is pretty cool. And second, it's just, I haven't streamed in a bit, and a lot of my streams that I started to do, I wasn't speaking, and pretty much all I'm doing is I have my headset on, right? I have it on, I have the mic turned off, and then I'm just sitting with my second TV, which I'll eventually show you guys. I have my second TV next to me, and I'll just be watching YouTube off my TV, or a movie or something while I play games. And I usually turn comments off because it's just like, it just shows people like I don't want to talk anymore, pretty much. But it's been bothering me. So I'm trying my best because it's middle of May now. I still have an entire month, and then the beginning of July before I go home. So that means I'm stuck for a month. I'll say about a month and a half, because I still got half this month to go pretty much. And everything, I still got that time before I go home. Also, I appreciate it. Thank you. I see your comment. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm trying to stay happy. I thought sticking with furries and everything would be great, but like I said before, I guess I had a lot in my life that's trauma. As you guys know, because this is not a surprise to anyone, if anyone watched from the beginning, you know I am 21 now. I am bisexual. I used to be a furry. I don't really think I want to be one. I'm a mechanic. I love classic cars. Gaming is fun, because most of my channel is pretty much a gaming channel. Once in a while I'll do vlogs. But I lost my best friend and my boyfriend years ago, like 6 years ago, to suicide. I was there when it happened. They shot themselves. And it was one of the hardest times of my life. It took 3 years, I believe, for my brain to say, oh, this happened. It was the longest time of my life. And I didn't tell anyone. I just smiled and pretended nothing happened for 3 years. Then grade 11 hit. That's what brought me down the suicide road. That's what drove me through everything. And then this video is also this is a recap video of pretty much a good section of my life. The bad parts, at least. Twitter, I got called transphobic. Am I? Not really. The reason I say I dislike trans is because in high school, there was these 3 trans kids, and I had a knife against my throat. I had a spare block, so I had no class because spare block. And I was pacing back and forth because I was depressed. My my friends passing away finally caught up to me, and pretty much my group of friends I had, which was a small group, they all passed away too from suicide. I didn't think I was gonna outlive them. I'm the stupid one. I'll full send trucks and I'll play under lifts and stuff like that. Like I should have been the one that went first. They were more safe, and somehow they went out before me. So I thought that was hilarious in a way. They're probably laughing like, "Ha, you have to suffer," or something. But no, they said these three kids said something, and my head was spinning with a lot of thoughts. I didn't hear them. I didn't hear a word they said, and I walked past them because one of my teachers I know. I was gonna go talk to him because I'm not a teacher's pet, but there are a few teachers because I didn't get along with my generation. I felt my generation was just dumb, at least out here, with their rolling coal and their slang and everything like that, and just they're all about social media, and I didn't really care for any of that. So a couple of the teachers I got along with, especially my mechanic teacher, so I could sit down with him and everything, just talk with him, and I've cleaned his truck just for free. He tried to pay me, I'm like, no, I got this. And just, he's a really nice teacher. I had a few really nice teachers that had my back on a lot of things, and I really appreciate them. I would go visit them, but I want to get out of this province as fast as I can. And school's out. No, wait. No, school's not out, but they're probably busy as hell. I actually think they all retired, believe it or not. I know they were retiring. A lot of them were retiring that year, and I don't know where they live. Don't need to know where they live. They can be peaceful away from old students, I guess. But no, I had one of them pin a knife against my throat, and I snapped. I do not play Roblox. No. Well, I used to, but don't have really friends to play with. But I play it on my console. But also Frosty, I face revealed a long time ago. Actually, with one of my first vlogs. This is not. I'm just wearing my old GMC hat because I like it. But no, they were threatening. They were threatening to hurt me or whatever because like the knife hits my throat, and something in me just snapped. My whole life I've been threatened, and I just said, I'm tired. I'm a country kid. I always was taught by my family, if I don't have to fight, don't. If I can walk away, do. If the fight ain't worth it, don't do it. Well, I had a knife against my throat, so I think this was the right time to snap. I put all my anger I had, I grabbed their wrist and I twisted it all the way, breaking their wrist. I punched them in the throat. I think I broke their collarbone right here. I'm not sure what all the bones are called. I'm not that smart when it comes to the human body. But I broke one of their bones in their neck because I punched them really, really hard. I lost everything in my head. Suddenly everything went clear and I was just really upset. And the second one tried to come at me. I broke the ribs. And I don't like fighting, but I'm tough. Like I said, I've been hit by trucks and everything, not on purpose. Sometimes I should look where I'm going, and I just don't sometimes. And yeah, I've been hit by a couple buses on a bike. I don't like the city. It's really dangerous, and I don't always pay attention because there's so much noise and I just become disoriented. But yeah, no, this third one I grabbed by the throat and pinned against a locker. My teacher came out of the room and looked at me. And I told the kids, I'm like, leave me alone. I am not someone to be picking on right now. I'm going through more stuff and I cannot do this. And I told them if they touch me again, I will kill them. They were terrified. Do I blame all trans people for that? No, I just dislike those three people. I don't hate them. I don't like them. I don't have to. Then after grade 12, I met someone. They seemed really nice. They ended up raping me in their truck. I wanted to kill them, but I didn't. Because that's not the most sane thing to do, apparently. So I got raped by my ex. And then they tried telling a bunch of people that I did this and said this. I'm like, no. And whenever I bring up the fact what they did, they just go silent and then block me. I'm like, yep, that's what I thought. And they were trans. And then every time I've met someone who is trans on social media, everyone judges me before they get to know me. And that's why I make half these videos. I'm not just an asshole that everyone thinks I am. Anyone can approach me. Now, if you're trans, I will be more cautious. But you can say anything you want to me and I'll talk to you. It's just if it's constant people that I know that come back, hurt me, leave, try to apologize, hurt me, like that, I just stop caring. I'm trying to find everything in my life right now between this month and a half before I go home to just be positive. So when I see people like I did earlier, like that one guy with the bad comments and stuff like that, it's like just there's no need for that. You're driving someone who's already at their lowest point. I can't go any further. I'm not gonna push myself to end my life. I've already been down that road and it's not worth it. I have a goal in my life. I want to go home, continue with the farm, make my life happen. Continue as a mechanic. I have my goal. Now I don't know what's gonna come along that road anymore. Stuff happens. If I make friends along the way, great. If I don't, well, I tried, I guess. I, I doubt I'll ever find another soulmate. I tried, and I just don't feel like there's anything left in my heart, really, to break. It's pretty much all gone. Um, they told those bad comments. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. But I keep, every time I stream, right, because I have a PlayStation 4. Yeah, I know it's old. People tell me the PS5. I'm gonna go to this console goes, okay? I had my OG 360, my Xbox 360. That thing was awesome. I still have it in storage. That is one of my favorite things to play. I will always love my OG consoles because some of those old machines is what got me through a lot of my stuff. Because I didn't grow up with people like I grew up with adults, right? Now people my age, so I didn't have a childhood. I skipped it, and when I first got introduced to a console, it's like, all right, first game was Halo 2. I had the first Halo. Halo 2 is just the one I put in first, and I fell in love with it. Best time of my life. And I've been trying to get people to play with me on my PlayStation. PlayStation, a lot of the games I have are crossplay. Some of them are not, but I've been trying to beg people to like play Stormers with me, War Thunder with me, but I want people to have a mic. I also have, what's that game that I've been playing now? What is that game now called? I don't remember. Warzone. I've been playing Warzone. So yeah, if you want to play that and you have a mic and you have a console, because I don't think it's crossplay with between a phone and a console. I don't think it is. That'd be really strange, actually. Yeah, I'll play. It's not a big deal to me. But just I've been trying to find friends that I can get around because I'm trying to remake what I had back in the day. I want that small friend group that you play all these different games with, and you can say whatever you want to them, and you'll just laugh and joke around. I want that friend group like I used to have, and I've been trying. Even if I stay single the rest of my life, that's fine. But I tried sticking being a furry, and it's not working out because I got banned off a server, and I was the one getting bullied, and I just don't understand. It's like if people are so bent on hating people, then why are you even around me? Just if you can't forgive people and learn to let bygones be bygones, and it's gonna tear you apart your whole life. And the only person I hate in my life is my mom. I've let everyone who's ever hurt me, I don't have to like them even close, but I don't let it bother me much anymore. Because half the stuff I know they say it's crap, let's be honest, but I just, I don't know. I'm just so tired of always wanting to be hurt. I want to find that group of people that I get along with. Also, I see your thing. Maybe. I mean, if you look through my channel, you'll see my Discord and all that. If you want to add me on Discord and all that stuff, we can talk later about that stuff too. But yeah, no, it's just the only person I hate in my life is my mom. There's a lot of people I will go back through my comments, and I wish they would just unblock me and come say hello. You know, um, there's just I just don't like hating people, I guess. The only person I hate is my mom because I have all reason to because she's pretty much ruined my entire life. And now that she's away from my life, I can really step back and say, oh wow, that's what I went through. That sucks. And when I tell people my story, people are like, oh, you're trying to prove you're better. I'm like, how is this me being better than you? I went through hell. Just because I went through more shit than you doesn't make me better. It means I got a little bit more wisdom and I can relate to a lot of stuff, but it's teared me apart. What I could have been. I thought about the other day, and it kind of made me cry in a way. It's my Discord. It's wolf underscore man 0117. no capitals. Or you can do it with capitals, it doesn't matter. But it just came to a point in my life where I kind of lost my train of thought, sorry. Uh, yeah, I missed half the people I used to talk to. And I wish they would just grow up and just, if you're someone who's got to like message the person and say, "Oh, I'm better than you," you're not better than them. If you have to tell someone you're better than them, you're not. You're worse. To be better than someone is to just, you're not. You'll never be better than someone. You'll never be worse than them. If people say they're better than me, I'll just say, no, you're not. I'm better than you. Does it matter? No, not really. To be better than someone is to just be a good person. So you don't say mean things ever, and you don't be like, oh, but you do that. You don't ever try to bring up the past over them. You never do that stuff. That's how you will be better than someone, in a way. If you gotta tell someone you're better than them, you'll never be better than them. Sorry to tell you. Anyone can tell you the same thing, fortunately. And I've had a lot of people do that. Even recently, actually, just today. But it's like, no, you'll never be better. You try to bring up the past, but it's like, you just won't. To be better, you must forget whatever hatred and grudge you have and just make a clean slate. It's not easy. You don't have to do it, but it's better than sticking to being in pain all the time. I'm saying that from experience. I'm young, but I feel like I've been put through the ringer and I haven't been given a break lately. All I want in my life is friends. Maybe stick to being furry. I don't need to go to any furry convention. I don't want to. I think my social anxiety would kill me for doing that. But just a simple life. I just want to be happy, have some friends, and just keep going. That's all we can hope for in this, darn age. Keep doing YouTube if I can, because if I can make YouTube my full-time career, I will do it. I'll still work on the farm. I'll set up GoPros, and I will make it my full-time career. I don't want to give up on it because I've been doing this YouTube career for like 4 years now on this. And yeah, my channel's still small. It's definitely gotten bigger. Thank you for joining. But it's just, I don't know. I don't want to get rid of it. There's some people that make me want to get rid of it, but it's not their channel, it's mine. I spent a lot of hours on it. I have almost 1,500 videos, I think, which I can't believe I have that many videos, but it tells me I have that many, and I'm like, holy man, I just been pumping videos out left and center. And I've looked back at some of my original videos, and it's like, holy moly. I started doing that, and I think grade 11 helped cope with everything. Like, it was 11, 12. I think it's been about 5 years, I think, since I've had it. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I wish people would just stop holding grudges against me. Yeah, I've done I've been a dick, I admit it. But I mean, I've gone through hell and back to stay alive. I should have been dead multiple times. That concussion should have killed me. There's been a couple of times freezing and everything. I should have been killed a few times. I'm still here and I don't know why. I just, some days I don't want to be, but I'm here. So I'm going to stick with it. And I don't know. I just wish people would just say, you know what? I'll give them a break. That's all I want in my life is just a break. If I can refix all the friendships and relationships I had back in the day, I would. Why? I don't know. Just, I was always raised to be like a good kid. I've done my best when it comes to jobs and everything. I've tried my hardest. I've always had manners and respect. I've done my best. But in the end of the day, I'm only human. Anyone on the planet can be broken. It doesn't matter how long until it takes. And when someone gets broken and they try to fix themselves and people keep breaking them, they're gonna stay broken. So I'm doing my best. And as it's kind of pretty much getting to the end, I guess, but no, it's just, this is the update. This is what's been on my mind. I've just been overly stressed, so I do apologize if I don't stream a lot, but when I do stream, if you guys wouldn't mind, you don't have to hit any like button, you don't have to subscribe, you don't have to do any of that. If you wouldn't mind just joining and just leaving some nice comments or even interacting, like if I'm playing a mechanic game and you're like, oh, what's this part do, or what does this card do, or or if you see a card in the game, you want to make some suggestions of some things you want me to do to it, please. That's pretty much what I built this channel for, and this is why I stream on YouTube and not Twitch, because I find my audience on YouTube is, I mean, it's much bigger obviously, but I've had a lot of nice people join my channel that I no longer see. I've had a lot of old furries and stuff like that, and old friends, and they're gone because we've had some arguments. And if they ever see this, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for things I did, and if any of our friendship ever meant anything, come back. I'm trying to do my best to restart, and then I'm waiting for my mom, and then I'm trying to go home. I'm hoping I can restart my own life too. Because being where I am now, it's like, it's that saying, caught between a rock and a hard place. That's what it feels like. And it feels like the walls are closing in on it. So I'm starting to break down lately, and I realize, oh, medication ain't gonna fix that. I just gotta go towards that dream, go home, be happy, and if I somehow make friends home, so be it. If not, what does it matter? As long as I'm home, it's the only thing I want. I'll definitely be busy at home. I have mini tractors to fix, a lot of stuff to clean up. I have a truck. I have a truck to rebuild. I have a car. I might have to rebuild it. I don't know. It hasn't started in probably 12 years. Pretty much when we built it and ran it, it just sat in a garage next to my uncle's Roadrunner, which is in the same garage. Actually, it'd be really cool if I can show that too. I can't show the back because of the license plate, unless I tape the license. You know what? I'll do that. I'll do that. And then, yeah, it's just simple things in my life, I guess, that make me happy. But yeah, if you guys want to add my Discord, if you have a PlayStation and you want to add me, you can do that too. As long as you have a mic, we can play pretty much any game I have. And if you have the games I have, but you say have a PC or an Xbox, and you know that it's crossplay, add me on Discord, and we can just do a party there. Obviously, your voice will not be included in the stream if you're on a different, unless the game supports it. I know the only game that I know that actually works with the call is Warzone, but that game's free. In case you're able to know, Warzone is Call of Duty and it's free. It's now under Black Ops 6, which is kind of strange, but you don't need Black Ops 6. You just have to install the game. Like, you just get Warzone, and then, yeah, that's it. And, yeah, anyone wants to play any of those games, let me know. I'll probably, after this is done, I'll let you guys know. I'm probably going to make something to eat. And then, what do I want to do? I don't know. This is what makes videos so hard to do. I don't know what I want to do. I might go do car mechanic, because do I want to do car mechanic? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I do car mechanic or should I do Warzone? I think Warzone just updated, so I actually can play it. And if it needs an update, I'll just play the other one, because yeah. But maybe I should do like an hour of Warzone and just, I don't know, go for it. Because why not? Get some emotions out of the way, just shoot guys and see if I lost my shooting skills, because I haven't played in a while. I should really go back to playing Doom. It's been a while. I don't usually do shooting games anymore, because I don't know. I did that my entire life, and I'm like, simulation games, let's do it. So as you've noticed, I mostly do simulation games, driving, stuff like that. They're fun. It is fun to do shooting games too. Just, I don't know. And I try not to rage quit or anything like that, but like I said, lately my head's been spinning left, right, and center, and I just trying to stay positive. So like earlier I left my stream on Stormers because it's like I flipped over and it's like, normally I wouldn't get angry, but it's just, I'm just not in the mood to deal with it until I got more of a positive vibe. And like I said, if I was on multiplayer with a friend and I was having fun, like, oh well, I'll go get the crane, But since I'm kind of already like depressed and all that, I just like, just more stress, I already fought to get the truck up the road, so It's not a big deal. It's just, I didn't realize I was doing this for an hour. I should start doing vlogs more, but yeah, this is the update, I guess you can say. And oh, someone, I can't tell. My screen's got weird symbols on it, but yeah, I appreciate you guys checking this out and everything like that. And this is what's been keeping me down lately. So if anyone wants to message me on Telegram or Discord or PlayStation or whatever, you can. I'm gonna go make something to eat, so I'll probably be doing that for half an hour, watching YouTube, and then we'll try to do an hour of Warzone. And if I have a good audience that joins me, or if I make a couple friends that want to join me, I'll keep going. Because believe it or not, I do like Warzone. And from the few times I did stream it, and the times I didn't, I'm not that bad at it. I also find out I really like LMGs. Who would have thought a 100-round magazine would be very clutch in a game that you need ammunition for? But yes, I'm gonna end the live stream on my phone, and I appreciate those who came and saw. I didn't think anyone was gonna join this one, especially not for this long for a vlog, but I appreciate it. And if you would like to reach out to me, go ahead. I'm here. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later on my Warzone stream. Take care, guys.